If you've just been diagnosed or have had type 2 diabetes for years. If you're pre-diabetic. Or if you have a loved one with diabetes, then stop what you're doing and read this life-saving information right now. Is this mysterious super starch the miracle diabetics have been hoping for? Urgent, this new information could save your eyes, your kidneys, your legs, your nerves, your heart and your life. And it's 100% safer than any diabetic drug you've ever taken. Dear diabetes fighting friend. If he blows this one thing, you are toast. And nearly every doctor, dietitian, and health expert gets it wrong. How do I know? Because what I've uncovered and tested with my own clients and my own father is nothing short of amazing. And I'm shocked that it's still not yet common knowledge, especially for diabetics who need it the most. My name is Yuri Elcom. I'm a New York Times best-selling author, renowned nutritionist, and I've helped more than 500,000 to amazing health over the past 15 years. Even then, I'm unaware of any diabetic client that has come to me and said that their doctor or dietitian has recommended they eat more of the mysterious super starch I'm about to tell you about on this page. Eating this super starch may not sound like a big deal at first, but when it comes to diabetes, it's huge. As you're about to discover, this could be the simplest and most powerful tactic you employ to stop your diabetes dead in its tracks. And for some reason, no one is talking about it. Instead, the common advice is to eat fewer carbohydrates, especially white refined ones that spike your blood sugar and place huge demands on your body's insulin. Yes, this dietary advice is important, but I'm here to let you know that not all carbs are created equal. And the deceptive white starch you're about to discover on this page is most certainly in a class of its own. Here is just some of the science that shows the eye-popping diabetes-fighting powers of this rarely discussed super starch. Prevents your kidneys from falling apart. As you probably know, type 2 diabetes is a leading cause of kidney disease. Due to excess urination that occurs with diabetes, a significant loss of vitamin D is often seen as the kidneys become damaged. And because of its vital role in bone health, heart health, and so much more, a vitamin D-starved body is a ticking bomb. However, a brand new 2014 study out of Iowa State University has shown that this mysterious white starch could save your kidneys and vitamin D status. And dramatically improve blood sugar control. In this study, diabetic overweight subjects were fed either the control diet, cornstarch, or one in which cornstarch was replaced with this super starch for 6 weeks. The findings revealed that the super starch group reduced high blood sugar by 41% and prevented urinary loss of vitamin D. Drops blood sugar to healthy levels. Research from the journal Diabetes Care showed that sneaking just 5 grams of this super starch into a daily muffin helped overweight subjects lower and stabilize their blood sugar levels much more effectively than those who did not receive the super starch. Since sugary, wheat-loaded muffins are notoriously bad for diabetics, and most people, in general, these results are nothing short of amazing. Improves insulin sensitivity so that your cells soak up vital nutrients. Even excess blood sugar. A 2005 study in the American Journal of Clinical Nutrition showed that adding just a few tablespoons worth of this super starch improved insulin sensitivity by 33% after just 4 weeks. The researchers also noted that fat accumulation was lower after the 4 weeks of receiving this super starch on a daily basis. Stops cravings so that you don't eat uncontrollably. Excessive hunger, especially sugar cravings, is a hallmark sign of type 2 diabetes because your body is constantly trying to maintain adequate blood sugar levels. I'll bet your doctor even gave you a piece of his mind when you were diagnosed with diabetes. You're eating too much. You need more self-control. You swore you'd lose weight, and you did for a while. Your blood sugar probably came down, too. But then even though you were eating less, you gained all your weight back and then some making your blood sugar inch up again. So they upped your medication dose and urged you to stop eating so much. But you weren't to blame. It's your doctor who probably packed those extra pounds under your belt, because mainstream diabetes treatments nearly always make you fatter. It should come as no surprise that eating all the time, especially the wrong foods, increases your risk of gaining weight and suffering from additional problems related to excess body fatness. But don't worry, there's more good news. Diabetes artery narrowing. This super starch has consistently been shown to increase satiety after a meal and reduce cravings for more food so that you don't feel like eating everything in sight. Not only does this amazing starch lower blood sugar and insulin and help you more satisfied after a meal, it also lowers the amount of dangerous cholesterol and triglycerides floating around in your blood. It also reduces fat storage. When you tally up all these diabetes-fighting health benefits, this starch certainly is one of the most amazing foods that you've never heard about until now. Can you just imagine the absolute joy of finally saying goodbye to your diabetes? The feeling of waking up in the morning, knowing that your blood sugar is under your control and will be throughout the entire day. No matter what you eat, drink, or do. Finally ending the day-to-day guesswork. No more needles. No more expensive and dangerous diabetes medications. No more finger pricking or test strips. No more trips to the doctor for disappointing test after disappointing test. No more frustration and embarrassment. No more boring and tasteless diabetic-friendly food. And above all else, no more feeling trapped or dependent on those you love. Can you just imagine the feeling of knowing you're finally free? Finally rid of this debilitating disease. Finally able to no longer live in fear but in complete peace of mind in the knowledge you're no longer a burden or worry for your loved ones. No longer having to face the gut-wrenching decision of letting your family know this meeting may be their last with you. And how do you think your family will feel knowing that they've got their wife or husband or father or grandparent back? The way they used to be before this disease stole you from them? I know you might be thinking, this diabetes secret might save others. But it's too late for me. Wrong. If my over-the-hill dad reversed his diabetes, so can you. When my dad first told me that his doctor had diagnosed him with having type 2 diabetes, I was shocked. For as long as I can remember, my dad was active and seemingly healthy. But I guess I overlooked the fact that he was beyond stressed, ate a lot of processed food while at work, and smoked a pack of cigarettes almost daily. And I hadn't realized that over the past few years his stomach had ballooned into that dangerous diabetic belly. His pants no longer fit, he was in constant pain, and he had trouble even breathing. He could barely ride his bike anymore, and standing on his feet for any length of time was like walking on needles. All of this at 45 years old. I wanted my vibrant and healthy dad back. But this was years before I even knew anything about nutrition or health. I was still just a young teenager, so I was powerless. I couldn't help him. Instead, for years, I saw my dad suffer and watched his health and zest for life dwindle away. After more than 5 years of suffering and constantly worrying about finger pricks, insulin, blood sugar, and living in fear, my dad finally got the help he needed. A leading nutritionist was recommended to him, and following her simple dietary and lifestyle advice, he got his diabetes under control. Over the next few years, things were looking good, but then he fell back into his old ways. But during this time, I was motivated to make my life about helping others improve their life, my dad included. I graduated from one of the top 20 universities in the world with a degree in physical education and health, and then became a registered holistic nutritionist to truly master the power of nutrition. So by the time my dad had relapsed into full-blown diabetes, I was equipped. I had become a prominent health and nutrition expert and had been a regular guest on shows like The Doctors. Me and my dad after reclaiming his health. Me and my dad after reclaiming his health and reversing his diabetes. And in my bag of diabetes-fighting tricks was the mysterious super starch I'm telling you about today. My dad's transformation began in just 3 days. As his breathing and blood sugars improved dramatically week by week, life returned to his body. And 3 months later, you'd never know my dad had ever been diagnosed with diabetes. Now, his blood sugar is totally normal without any need for drugs. Sensation in his legs has improved dramatically. His blood pressure has dropped from sky high to perfectly healthy. He can hop on his bike and go riding again. And as an added little bonus, he lost that diabetic belly fat and kept it off. Now, I'm not arrogant enough to claim that this super starch was the only reason my dad quickly reversed his diabetes, but it certainly gave him an unfair advantage to reclaim his health and his life when not much else was working. And, I can't blame you for wondering, fine for him, but what about me? Well, just give me a fighting chance, and I'm going to prove that you can, and you will do it too. Now, thousands of diabetics are reclaiming their health. Their life. This is not just an isolated case about my dad. It's a comeback story of thousands of diabetics just like you, many of them who lost hope to believe that there was no way back from diabetes. But in just a few weeks or months they have defeated their diabetes and regained their life. And now, you can too, no matter how far gone you think you might be. Here's what just a few of my clients have experienced following my diabetes fighting advice. My blood sugar numbers decreased about 50 points and I've been type 2 diabetic for 10 plus years. Yuri, within the first week of following your defeating diabetes plan I noticed 4 incredible changes. First, my blood sugar numbers decreased about 50 points, and I've been type 2 diabetic for 10 plus years. Second, I've always suffered from bacterial vaginitis and it has miraculously disappeared. Third, my energy level has noticeably increased, and finally, I now have 2 to 3 bowel movements a day versus 2 to 3 times a week. Cynthia Flores, West Palm Beach, Florida. I was able to clear my thinking and finally start to feel nourished. I have had many changes since going through your defeating diabetes kit. I'm diabetic, so I was so tired and lethargic all the time. But with only a few changes I was able to clear my thinking and start to feel nourished. This was all I was looking for, I just needed to function. Did I ever get more? Thank you, and I am now trying to help others. Star, Alaska, USA. I have lost 10 pounds since starting it a few weeks ago. I'm really enjoying the Defeating Diabetes program and recipes and getting so much useful information from it. I have lost 10 pounds since starting it a few weeks ago. I've also seen a great improvement in the stomach issues I have dealt with my whole life. I am so excited about it that I have shared your program with my parents, in-laws and friends. My father is a diabetic and takes insulin. Since my mother bought your program for my father, he has dramatically cut down on the amount of insulin he takes. Sometimes he doesn't even have to take any. My friend also bought your diabetes program and is also very excited about it. I am so glad I found you, and I know that I will lose the remaining 15 pounds, along with getting fit and healthy. Thank you. Cindy Rankin, USA. Now, before I reveal this mysterious super starch and show you how to use it to reverse your diabetes for good, I need to warn you. Lowering blood sugar with drugs can kill you faster than doing nothing. You are better off doing nothing at all than taking these drugs. Proof of this came in February of 2008, from a great big study funded by our own government. Researchers were testing to see if aggressive blood sugar lowering using people metformin and the popular Avandia would protect diabetics from heart disease. Seems like a no-brainer, right? Wrong. They stopped the study 18 months early because it was killing too many people. You read right. Aggressive treatment with blood sugar drugs resulted in a much higher cardiovascular death rate. In fact, shortly after that, both the FDA and Health Canada issued warnings advising diabetics against using Avandia to treat their diabetes. But how did mainstream doctors react to this devastating news and health warnings? They ignored it. Even the researchers from the study went into state of denial, saying patients with type 2 diabetes should not be alarmed by these findings. And it gets worse. Because the same thing was originally proven nearly 40 years earlier. In 1969. At that time, another big study called the University Group Diabetes Program also had to be stopped 2 years early because patients on with diabetes aggressively lowering their blood sugar with fenformin, and a drug called Dorines, died 250% more often. And the new blockbusters drugs are doubling your risk of cancer. Even though the aforementioned drugs are used less frequently nowadays, other killers have taken their place. After all, with more than 370 million people with diabetes in the world, a $58 billion market, there's just too much fruit ripe for the picking. At least that's how big pharma sees it. And they're using you as a guinea just so they can fatten their wallets. Now that Avandia has been pulled from the market in Europe and regulated into near irrelevance in the U.S., the FDA is now doing a deeper dive into the cancer risks of more recent blockbuster diabetic drugs like Merck's Januvia and Novo Nordisk's Victoza. Even the world's top-selling insulin drug with $4.7 billion in annual revenue, Lantus, was recently shown to more than double the risk of developing cancer among people with diabetes. According to the study that was presented at the San Antonio Breast Cancer Symposium, diabetics who used Lantus had a 2.9-fold greater chance of cancer. Are you tired of being a human guinea pig? The cold truth is that the drug companies are publicly traded companies on the stock exchange. This means they are compelled to put their bottom line before anything else, including your health. So if they see a way to make billions year after year after year at the expense of drug sufferers like you, they'll take it without a second thought. And if they need to cut some corners and tell some lies in order to make that happen, well, that's just business. The cold, hard truth is this. Big Pharma's diabetes drugs are incapable of ending your diabetes. If anything, they'll kill you faster than doing nothing at all. So what now? If the drugs won't save you, are you doomed? Hardly. There are millions of diabetics all around the world that have reversed everything from hardened arteries and high blood pressure to complete congestive heart failure. Without drugs, in mere weeks. How? Some have incorporated natural remedies like bitter melon, which according to a 2009 study published in the Journal of Phytomedicine, was far superior to the diabetes medication Avandia in the management of diabetes and its complications. Others have cleaned up their diet and started exercising more, both massively important and effective at completely reversing diabetes. In fact, did you know that exercise alone has the exact same effect as insulin? Indeed. Just like insulin, it increases the movement of the GLUT4 transporter to the cell membrane where it is able to open the door, allowing blood sugar to enter each of your cells, leaving your blood sugar at a much happier level as a result. Amazing stuff. But this could be the real kicker. The one simple secret that defeats type 2 diabetes and all its complications. Without drugs. This secret is something you've likely never heard of before, but something you can do right enjoy at home every single day. It's the mysterious super starch I've been touting throughout this letter. The best part is that you can enjoy this white starch every single day and it will actually improve your blood sugar, insulin sensitivity, and help you lose weight. What is this miraculous white super starch? It's called resistant starch. And while the media, doctors, and other health experts tell you that carbs, especially white ones like bananas and potatoes, are bad for your blood sugar and can make you fatter, this is actually not the case. At least not when you eat them according to how I recommend inside the Defeating Diabetes Kit. Unlike refined carbohydrates, which lower insulin sensitivity and spike your blood sugar, countless studies have now shown that resistant starch could be a massively important food for diabetics. The miraculous white starch you've never heard of. Until now. Most of the carbohydrates in our diet are starches, which are simply long chains of glucose mostly found in grains, potatoes and various plant foods. But not all of the starch we eat gets digested. Not all of it raises your blood sugar. Sometimes a small part of it passes through the digestive tract unchanged. In other words, it is resistant to digestion. This type of starch is called resistant starch, and it actually functions much like soluble fiber. And as I showed you earlier, many studies in humans show that resistant starch can have powerful health benefits such as improved insulin sensitivity, lower blood sugar levels, reduced appetite, and greater weight loss. The main reason why resistant starch works so well is that it functions like soluble, fermentable fiber, passing through your digestive system undigested, eventually reaching the colon where it feeds the friendly bacteria in the gut. There are actually hundreds of different species of bacteria in the intestine. And unless you've been living under a rock, you undoubtedly know that the number and type of good bacteria in your gut can have a profound impact on health. The good news for you is that resistant starch feeds the friendly bacteria in your gut, which positively affects the type of bacteria as well as a number of them. When these bacteria digest resistant starches, they form several compounds, including gases and short-chain fatty acids, most notably a fatty acid called butyrate, which have even further health benefits. Ensuring good gut health is paramount for reversing your diabetes because more and more research is suggesting that obesity and type 2 diabetes are associated with the profound dysbiosis, too much unfriendly gut bacteria. 50% fewer calories than regular starch. Perhaps the best part about all of this is that resistant starch has fewer calories than regular starch, 2 versus 4 calories per gram. Thus, the more resistant starch is found in a food, the fewer calories it will contain and the easier it will be for you to lose weight. Because of its fiber-like properties, adding resistant starch to your meals also increases feelings of fullness, which further helps you lose weight because you won't feel like eating everything in sight. And if you're unsure where to find resistant starch and how to use it properly, this is important, then fear not, because I've laid everything out for you, along with the number of other diabetes-beating strategies, inside the Defeating Diabetes Kit. Inside this diabetes-fighting resource, not only will you learn exactly how to harness the power of resistant starch, but you will also discover a host of other strategies for reversing your diabetes, once and for all. No drugs. No expensive treatments. Just 100% natural solutions that are safe and effective, including component number 1, the Super Starch Solution. $27 value. Throughout this letter, you witness the power of resistant starch for helping you beat diabetes for good. In this special guide, you'll learn everything you need to know about resistant starch and how to make it work for you, starting today. Inside you'll discover the 4 best food sources of resistant starch. Most health experts will cringe at this list, until they realize their true health benefits. How to prepare white foods to increase their level of resistant starch so that you get more bang for your buck out of every bite. The super convenient white powder that has more resistant starch than any food. Simply add a tablespoon to water and reap the benefits. And more. This guide is not sold anywhere else, and its true value of $27 is still grossly underestimated. Yet, you get it for free today. Component number 2, how to eat to beat diabetes. $250 value. Type 2 diabetes is 100% reversible through lifestyle alone. A big part of that stems from the foods you put in your mouth. And chances are you're probably unsure which foods will do your best and help you beat diabetes once and for all. Not anymore, because this 43-page blueprint gives you the exact nutritional plan you need to defeat diabetes forever. Inside, you'll discover 14 delicious, nutritionally rounded and completely unique diabetes-friendly recipes, which you can prepare at home in a matter of minutes. You don't need any special ingredients or equipment. And these meals taste so good, you won't want to go back to normal food again. My own proprietary 7-day rapid results diabetes-friendly meal plan. This is the easiest and most direct way to turbocharge our counterattack against diabetes. Specific nutrition guidelines for stabilizing your blood sugar and insulin levels. These key insights give you the freedom to adapt these recipes and the meal plan to your own unique lifestyle and culinary preferences, while still retaining all the diabetes-defeating benefits. An updated list of all the best and healthiest low-glycemic foods to enjoy, which release a slow and steady stream of energy into your body, without sending your blood sugar levels skyrocketing. You'll also discover all the high-glycemic foods you should avoid like the plague. A comprehensive list of all the diabetic-friendly foods I always recommend to my private clients, when I prescribe their nutrition plans. There's so much variety on this list. You can simply never get bored of eating healthily, no matter how fussy and eager you are. Revealed, 8 diabetic-friendly supplements that turbocharge the diabetes-defeating benefits of all the recipes and strategies outlined in the rest of this guide. Most supplements are, quite frankly, a waste of money. But these will accelerate your fight against diabetes. 9 diabetic-friendly herbs, which you'd never think would be so powerful at helping you rid your body of diabetes. One of these especially is so outrageously effective. You'll wonder why nobody is talking about it. Cutting-edge research on the real causes of diabetes. And why our current healthcare system is simply not equipped to deal with this killer epidemic. These are things you simply must know. Otherwise, you can't appreciate how harmful most of the standard advice you get from doctors and health magazines really is. The one unknown secret to overcoming diabetes, without drugs, injections and risky therapies. If the general public were educated about this one thing, most of the large pharma, food companies would be put out of business in no time flat. This is the exact formula that I would give to my private clients. And I guarantee, if you follow the simple steps I've outlined, you'll be back to feeling healthy in no time. The regular retail value of this How to Eat to Beat Diabetes guide is $250. Component number 3, 20 delicious diabetes recipes. $17 value. What you choose to put in your mouth is vitally important for stabilizing your blood sugar and insulin levels. But knowing which recipes are diabetic-friendly, while still tasting delicious, is no easy task. Don't worry, I've done all the work for you by providing you with 20 no-thinking required mouth-watering recipes that are 100% diabetes-friendly. All 20 recipes are based on whole foods that are all low on the glycemic index and quick to prepare so that you don't have to be a slave to your kitchen. You'll enjoy delicious and easy-to-make meals, like Morning Glory Omelette, Apple Orchard Oatmeal, Mediterranean Quinoa Salad, and many more. This recipe guide is normally sold separately for $17, but you get it for free as part of your Defeating Diabetes kit now. Component number 4, Isoburn No Movement Workout. $27 value. Exercise is the most important missing component from most diabetics' lives. It's so important. I cannot stress that enough. But exercising on your own can seem daunting and scary, especially if you're not sure what to do or how to work out properly. And what if you have joint issues that prevent you from doing traditional exercises like squats or stairs? Once again, I've got you covered because you'll get to enjoy a groundbreaking new workout I've created called Isoburn. What makes this 20 minutes so unique is that it involves no movement, no bending, no twisting, nothing that will worsen any body pain you might. Yet, it still burns fat like an intense workout but without all the unneeded stress on your body. It works so well because it harnesses the power of static contractions, also known as isometric training. And the best part is that you get Isoburn in follow-along audio and video format so that you'll have me as a virtual trainer to coach and motivate you each step of the way. Never again will you have to work out alone or feel uncomfortable going to a gym. Just do this quick workout 3 times per week from the comfort of your own home and experience the blood sugar balancing and fat burning benefits. This workout is not sold anywhere else, and similar workouts that I've created sell like hotcakes at $27. Yet, you get Isoburn absolutely free as part of your Defeating Diabetes kit when you get started today. Get instant access to the Defeating Diabetes kit now. Regular price, $77. Now just $37. Yes, Yuri, I'd like to instantly download the Defeating Diabetes kit and save 52% off the regular price. Why, I'm literally giving you this Defeating Diabetes kit today. You've just been handed the exact blueprint for reversing your diabetes. When you add up these 4 crucial components, you'll see that the actual retail value of this Defeating Diabetes kit is $321. And even then, this is a far cry from what my personal clients have paid me in the past to help them beat their diabetes and reclaim their health. And it's certainly much less than you'd pay a naturopathic doctor or dietitian only to leave their office with hundreds of dollars in supplements. Still, you won't pay anywhere near that price today. You won't pay $147, not even $97. Heck, you won't even pay the regular price of $77. When you grab the Defeating Diabetes kit right now, you will instantly lock in a very limited time price of just $37. And yes, I know that $37 is laughable compared to the scope of your diabetes, especially when you consider that the average diabetic wastes $85,000 over their lifetime on diabetes-related medical expenses, including many of those deadly drugs, according to the American Journal of Preventive Medicine, with very poor outcomes. So let me tell you why I'm literally handing this to you on a silver platter today. I'm on a mission to help 10 million people overcome diabetes and live healthier and fitter lives by 2018. I want you to join me, and I don't want finances, especially a measly $37, to stand in the way of you achieving the health you deserve. I've seen this completely reversible disease rip families apart. I've seen well-intentioned people like you lose their eyesight and the proper functioning of their legs because they didn't know what to do. And this disease has made far too many people a heavy burden on their families. I don't want that for you. Do you? That's why I'm making this life-changing information and these rarely discussed diabetes-fighting strategies available to you today at such a low price. This is what one of my clients, Jerry Lane, How to say about switching from deadly drugs to my proven approach. But I must warn you. You will get worse if you don't take action today. Your blood sugar will continue to skyrocket and no amount of medication will save you. Your weight will spiral out of control and you'll be a massive burden on your family who will come to resent you for wasting so much of their time with never-ending complaining, doctor visits, and myriad of expensive pills. You will be dependent on temporary fixes like injecting insulin needles into your body every day. You won't be able to enjoy the delicious foods this world has to offer. You'll constantly feel terrible about yourself because you're overweight, lethargic, and have little hope of a better future. You will be so unhappy and crabby that no one will want to be around you and you'll spend the bulk of your days all by yourself. Alone. To sulk in your own misery. Constantly worrying about when your time on this planet will be up. Is that what you want? Do you? If not, then grabbing the Defeating Diabetes Kit is not just the best solution right now. It's the only solution. Time is not on your side anymore. Now is the time for action. So go ahead and make the only smart choice you can make by clicking the Add to Cart button below now so that you can instantly download the Defeating Diabetes Kit and improve your future. Starting today. And just before you do so, let me sweeten the pot a little further by giving this mouthwatering super bonus. Limited time Fast Action Super Bonus. Fast Action Bonus, the All-Day Energy Diet Community Cookbook. $47 value. When my published book, The All-Day Energy Diet, became a New York Times, Wall Street Journal, and USA Today bestseller in late 2014, I celebrated by giving everyone who purchased my book a beautiful cookbook that I compiled along with several other leading nutritionists and best-selling authors. Together, we compiled 67 diabetic-friendly, energizing recipes that take less than 15 minutes to make. They are 100% allergen-free, no gluten, dairy, etc., and best of all, they taste amazing. I don't want you to rely on fast food, microwave dinners, or the same boring meals that have gotten you into trouble. If you only ate these new 67 meals for the rest of your life, not that you have to, not only would you be completely satisfied but your health and body would be transformed. So, I'd like you to have this cookbook as my free gift to you for taking action today and grabbing the Defeating Diabetes Kit. After all, food is where it all starts. Eat the wrong foods and you're doomed. Eat the right ones, like the ones in this cookbook, and you can quickly beat diabetes and lose weight once for all.